Okay, so here's the chapter review. We're working through this just a little like the chapter pre-quiz and the chapter quiz. Okay, so same kind of deal that's going to be on the chapter test, right? We're looking to find the degree. Oops, I need to lock that down. Okay, so we are looking for the degree of a monomial, right? So that's the big difference here, the monomial. Okay, so I look at the variables and look at their exponents, 1 and 1, so that's a degree of 2. And it asks you just to find the degree, then we can just put what number it is, right? If it asks to name it, then we have to name it by degree and by the number of terms, right? That's your the list that we created, that table that we created. Okay, so here we have B and C. B has 2, C has 4, so that's a total of 6. So that monomial has a degree of 6. Here's 7 and 1. Remember, if it just has, it literally has 1 in there. So there is an exponent of 1. So that's a total of 8. Okay, now we're simplifying by sum or difference. Sum means to add, difference means to subtract. So again, I got to check the variable and the number of exponents. So they both are r to the 3. That means we can take these coefficients and add them. We get 13 r to the 3. We don't add exponents unless we're multiplying, but here we are adding, right? Here on the second one, we're subtracting. So we got to make sure the variable u is squared. U is also squared on this one. V. So we're good. Now we can subtract 23 minus 19. $23. You spend 19. That means you have how many left? 4. And then u squared v. I do not change the variables or their exponents when I add or subtract. The only time I subtract exponents is when I'm dividing. Here I am subtracting. Okay, the last one here for number 6, for simplifying sum and difference. Okay, so I am adding. Okay, so I gotta find, here's a G. Hey, here's a G. So can I combine those first before I add over here? Yeah, so I can take 5G minus 2G. G's are the same. So I have 5 minus 2, which is 3. So I have 3G. Then I have this plus, and a 2G squared plus 6G. Okay, so once again, I'm adding in here, but I can't add these two because that's a G squared and that's a G. But this one has a G, so I can add this one and this one. 3G plus 6G is 9G, and then I have a 2G squared. So plus 2G squared. There's my final answer for that. Number 6. Alright, number 7, it's probably going to be the same process, right? Okay, we're finding perimeter. Perimeter is just the adding of all 3 sides. So the perimeter has a total, more than 3 sides, however many sides you have, a total of 20 t's. So I have a 20 t's, and then I have a plus 7. So of my 4 sides, I have a 6t, a 2t, a 4t, and a 5t. Okay, so that's 6t plus 2t, that's 8t, plus another 4t, that's 12t, plus another 5t, that's 17t, but I need 20 t's, so don't I need 3 more? So I need 17 t's, and I need to add 3 more, so that'd be on my 5th side, I would have 3t, right? This equals 20t. Now I do the numbers. I just have a minus 5 and a plus 1. So if I owe $5 and I pay back 1, that's negative 4, so I owe $4. But now I want to get to 7. Okay, so if I owe $4, how can I get to 7? Well, from negative 4, if I add 4, when I get to 0. And then how do I get from 0 to 7? I gotta add 7. So I added 4 and I added 7, that's 11. So my 5th side must be 3t plus 11. And there's other ways to do it too. Okay, now I'm simplifying each product. Product means a multiply. So again, you can make a table, right? This would be a 1 by 2 because I have 2 terms inside the parenthesis. X and a positive 6. So I take x times 3x, that's a 3x squared. And then I have 6 times 3x is an 18x, and it's positive. So I have 3x squared plus 18x. So remember, if you have 1, this x goes to both of these, right? So this box is going to have an x in it. This x just goes down to here, right? So I have 1x, 2x, that's why I have an x squared. X times x is x squared. Same thing here, I'm multiplying negative z squared times z. That's a negative z cubed. And then negative times a negative z squared times a negative 9. Well, the opposite of a negative is a positive. And z squared times 9 is a 9z squared. So there's that answer. Here, now I have to do it 3 times, so I get to do a 2 by 3. So a positive 4x squared, a negative 7x, and a positive 6. Now I can go ahead and multiply. I have a 8x cubed, 2 times negative 7, that's a negative 14, and x times x is x squared. And I have a 2x times 6, that's a 12x. So I have an 8x cubed and a negative 14x squared and a positive 12x. I'll put a plus sign there. There you go for that one. Now factoring is division, right? I want to divide out. I want to know what are the factors. What times what gets me 12x minus 9? So that means I'm dividing by that greatest common factor. So what goes into both 12 and 9? 3. So I can pull out a 3. Okay, and then what's left? I divide both of these by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Negative 9 divided by 3 is a negative 3. Now I have to can I take out anything else? This does not have an x in it, right? So I can't take it out an x, so I have to leave that x with that 4. So 3 times 4x minus 3 would be a factor of each polynomial. This one again, look for the GCF. I can take out an n out of all of these, right? Now look at the number. What's the largest number that you can take out? How about 8? You take out 8. Okay, so take out an 8, so that means I'm taking out an 8 and an n. And what am I left with? 24 divided by 8 is 3. N cubed over n is n squared, so I'm taking out an n. Negative 40 over 8 is negative 5, and n squared over n is n, and 72 divided by 8 is a positive 9. I'm taking out an n, so I don't have any n's anymore. That would be my answer. Okay, this one over here. This one has b squared, this one has a b, so the most b's I can take out is 1b. Look at c cubed and c to the 5th, the smallest amount is c cubed, so take out c cubed. Now let's look at the numbers 14 and 21. Take out a 7. So I'm taking out a 7bc cubed, and what's left is 14 over 7 is 2. Taking out b from a b squared, I get left with a b. And then c cubed over c cubed is nothing, so I just have 2b on that. And then 21 over 7 is a positive 3. B over b is b, and c is 5th over c squared, or c cubed is c squared. So that's what I'm left with. So here's my answer. I have 7b c cubed times the quantity 2b plus 3c squared. So do you think I'm going to do the same thing kind of here? Probably. So I'm looking at the stained glass window. The side length of the window shown and the area of the piece is 64 pi x squared. So the side of the triangle is given by 20x. So can I find the area of this window? 20x times 20x, because it's a square. So that would be 400x squared. And the length of the inside area of this is 64 pi x squared. And I want to find the area in between. So that means I take the area of the outside and minus the area of the inside. Here I can't subtract these, right? Oh, that's an x squared. So I factor, just like we done on 11 through 13. So what can come out of 464? So we can take out, an 8, and we'll work from there. So we take out 8, so we get left with 50 x squared minus 8. pi x squared. Then again, we need to look at it. Here, can I take out more? Can I take out a 2? So that means if I take out 2, it's 8 times 2 is 16. I get left with 25x squared minus 4 pi x squared. Now, can I take out any more of the numbers? No, no more numbers. What about letters? I have an x squared here, and I have an x squared here, so I could take out an x squared along with that 16, and then I'm left with 25 minus 4 pi. And there would be my answer in factored form. That's what they asked for. Okay, again, on 15 through 17, I don't care what method is stated. Just do whatever you want to. Okay, so here, x times 3x is a 3x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. And a negative 2 times a negative 4 is a positive 8. We can combine the two middle, so we get 3x squared minus 10x plus 8. Okay, here on this one, we can multiply, and we're going to get a 3x squared, and then we're going to get a 21x and a 2x, that's a plus 23x, and then 2 times 7 is 14. Here we get an 8x squared, 20x, negative 2x, so 20x minus 2x is negative 18x, or positive 18x, sorry. And then negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. So those are our two answers for that. And what do you think we're going to do on 18? Probably the same exact thing. But it's going to be a little more complicated because we have surface area of a cylinder, which we have that formula in your notes. You should have it, right? There's a couple different ones. We have the 2 pi r and h plus r. That's probably the easiest one, right? I would do that one first. Might as well do that one, because all we have to do is add our h and our r. So here's our r, here's our h. X plus x is 2x. 3 plus 11 is 14. And now we have to times that by 2 pi r. So probably times it by r first. So that means we're going to have to FOIL, because that's what we got done on 15, 16, 17. Or distributive, or the table, whichever. R is x plus 3. So when I multiply this out, I get a 2x squared. I get a 14x and a 6x. That is a 20x, and 3 times 14 is 30, 42. 42. Now I have to times it by 2 pi. So I distribute that 2 pi to all three of these, and I get a 2 pi, or 5, sorry, 4 pi x squared plus 40 pi x plus 82, or sorry, 84 pi. So there's my answer for that one. Okay, these ones are special cases, but you don't have to do the special case. If you don't want to, you can FOIL, right? X plus 6 times x plus 6. So we get x squared plus 12x plus 36. This one I get 4s squared plus 14s plus 14s, which is a 28s plus 49. This one I get a 9x squared minus 24x minus another 24x is a negative 48x. And then negative 8 times negative 8 is a positive 64. Okay, then you can fill in the blanks. K times k is k squared. 3 times something is 18. So isn't that 6? And then 3k plus 6k is the 9k. Here, same thing. X times x is x squared. Negative 4 times negative what is 28? That'd be negative 7. And then minus 4x times negative 7, or plus negative 7x is a negative 11x. Okay, here, again, you can do the special case thing, or you can just use FOIL, the table, or distribute. We get b squared minus 49, because our middle drops out. Here we get 25s, and then we get negative t times negative t is a positive t squared, and then we get our middle. negative t times 5s is just negative 5st, and then I do it again, and I get another negative 5st, so I get a total of negative 10st. That would be my answer. Here, this is a little more complicated, but still you could do a table, right? These first terms are the same, these terms are opposite, right? One's adding, one's subtracting. So all we have to do is first times thirst. 3 times 3 is 9, p squared times p squared is p to the 4th. A positive times a negative is a negative, and then 10 times 10 is 100. Q times q is just q squared. So not too bad. But again, you can do FOIL, distributive, or the table. Any of those would work. So those are all those. Good thing I am done, right? And you're done. So continue to practice this. If you need to watch it again, watch it again. If you need a review, go ahead and erase all and start again. Or use your quiz and use your pre-quiz. Okay?